Hey everybody, I hope everyone's doing well today. Big ups everybody in chat, big ups Astrodonis, big ups Irie, big ups Iviga, big ups Astro again, big ups Ice Yamamoto, and big ups Jan 462 or Jan J 462. Hey everybody. I usually don't stream this early, but again, I was able to stop working early today, and I had some extra time. I usually do a Wednesday stream, so I was like, why don't I start the Wednesday stream a bit earlier? So thanks for showing up all, and I'm sure more will filter in. Got some things to talk about today, including, all right, so Astro was talking about this in the chat. I'm not going to get into it too much. I'm not going to overemphasize the foot stuff because there's a lot of foot stuff going around. That's not what I'm here for. We're going to talk about the stick. We're going to get into that for a bit. But I actually want to talk about the suggestion box because he did say some very telling things about the suggestion box. And since I am a weird comm nerd who's obsessed with how he talks, I have some things to say. So big ups, everyone. Let's get right the fuck into it now.
All right. First of all, let's talk about the suggestion box, because over the last couple of months, people keep saying, hey, are you ever going to do suggestion box? And every once in a while we do.
Big ups Raw Phil's Odyssey, by the way. This was the only place that had this. So big ups Raw Phil.
But what happens is,
yeah, I try not to stream very late, Aviga.
So loaded with
I'm not a night owl anymore.
And it ends up being 2-3 months old. You get so many outdated things in there that it doesn't really make sense to really look at it anymore. Like, I was looking at it yesterday morning very briefly, and it was a whole bunch of outdated stuff, some of which are things that have already happened, things that we've already done or changed. And I'm like, yeah. So I think what we...
Like what? Name one. Like this is kind of what set me off when I was watching this. He goes to the trouble of saying, well, it's a lot of outdated stuff, and he doesn't name one thing. That's pretty fucking sus. Oh yeah, Cadence. We'll get to that. Oh, I'm sure you've seen it.
Suggestion box. Okay, so I did.
We are going to talk a little bit about the stick today.
On the community tab here of DSP Gaming, you can access that by typing !suggestion in the chat right now. It'll bring up the Nightbot command where you can click on it, go right to the thread, and post up your suggestion.
Oh, Iviga, is your power still out? God, talk about the stick, buddy. If you stream again, talk about the stick. I'm sure you'll have more to say about the stick than me. I don't even have a fight stick, excuse me, a Freudian slip. I don't have a fight stick, I have a flight stick. I have a Hodos, Cytec X52. I could tell you all about a Hodos, but I don't know anything about Kanba or, Simitsu or whatever. Rye Drake, big ups, Das Carrot. Hey, Bro Sidefell, how are you? Yeah, this is fucking toxic.
Live on stream.
Fucking toxic.
I posted it today. It is on the community tab. It is a little bit harder to access that way. I'm not sure exactly how I could.
Yeah, Iviga, I was thinking about you because this was a while ago, but I remember being in a call with you and you were talking about fight sticks. So this is probably be a good thing for you to talk over on your stream. So I'm not going to belabor the stick too much, but I do want to talk about the suggestion box, because I'm hung up on how he talks. We're getting to the good bit right here.
Somewhere that's not on the stream. I guess I'll have to think about that.
Frog
but
Machine.
Anyway,
big ups.
In regards to this community post, please use the suggestion box for the following reasons.
All right.
All right?
All right. Notice this. I want everybody to pay attention to this. Not only do you have to comment and engage with the suggestion box, but this man is now telling you should comment and engage with it in a very specific way. Always question someone's motives when they say, I want your feedback, but here's a list of valid things. So here we go.
Number one, there's something you feel that I could be doing, like a show or a game or something I'm not currently doing, and you think that I should do it and it would be fun. Number two.
Before we get to number two, translating number one. The translation for number one, if there's something you think, such as a game or a segment or a show that you would pay for, tell me what it is and I will give you money.
to have some constructive criticism. Maybe I'm doing something right now.
Yeah. Like. You got me, Rydrake. Just never question DSP. Just give them all your money. Yep, absolutely. Never.
The way I'm doing it, and you feel that there's reasons why, and you'd like to share those reasons and explain how I can improve.
Osiris, that's a good one. All feedback will receive severe feedback, which is true. Every time he tries to do a suggestion box or community comments or anything of the sort, he spends more time critiquing the feedback. Yes, Snood, we're getting to that. Please provide constructive criticism. That was my favorite fucking part of this.
What I'm doing. Those are suggestions. You understand? I'm sorry that I have to clarify what a suggestion is because I thought people understood what they were.
I'm sorry I have to clarify what a suggestion is because people that give me suggestions are fucking stupid. That's actually what he wanted to say. That's one of those things where he was using a lot of like euphemistic soft language, but that's literally what he wanted to say. Let me tell you what to do because I think you're too fucking stupid and these trolls interfere. Oh, thank you for the 11 up. Thank you for the 11 months, Iviga. Big ups, dude. Has it really been 11 months? Fuck me.
But I was wrong because previously in this suggestion box, we would get people posting up.
You better not, Rydrake. But if you do, we're going to have a conversation offline. We can't lose you, Rydrake. We can't lose you.
10 paragraphs. I wish that
if Rydrake is pigmatized, we're in trouble.
This long. That basically is just a bunch of gripes. Oh,
yeah, but gripes are feedback, dude. Like, gripes are 100% feedback and like legit feedback, bro. Like, if someone tells you to cut the podcast, you should consider cutting the podcast because maybe the podcast is dog shit. You know, like good outcomes can result from negative feedback is the thing. Like when Lefty and I were doing the chat show back in like early channel days, I actually had a lot of people come to me in DMs and say, man, I like the idea of your chat show, but it's too fucking chaotic. Can you tone it down? So we stopped doing the chat show. And now on occasion we'll have, a group of guests on. Speaking of which, I was gonna wait until like the next segment to announce this, but channel programming announcement. I have confirmed the Misery Merchant. That's right. Both Mr. and Mrs. Misery Merchant will be guests on a stream with me this Saturday. We will be watching and talking over the Deus Ex Human Revolution. This is how you don't play, and it's going to be a good fucking time. It is always a banger of a stream when Misery Merchant comes on, so you don't want to miss that. God, Demeter, I hope it's not a 12-hour stream, but it might be because whenever they come on, it's usually at least 8 hours. I think one of them is 11 hours and the other one is 8 hours or something weird like that. But I just confirmed with Merch today that they are coming on Taking L's on Saturday night, and we're going to talk about Deus Ex Human Revolution. It's going to be really hype, really great. So hit your notifications for that.
Oh, I don't like that. You ask for contributions. Oh,
I have heard, Osiris, you joke, but I have heard from Merch. Merch will be drinking, but he's going to pace himself. Oh, there he is. Yes. They're in the chat. It's true. All of it. Yes. So they're coming on Saturday night. It's going to be a hype stream. Going to be really fun. We don't know the exact time, but I will schedule it as soon as we pin down the exact time.
Your podcast is too long. Oh, I don't like when you complain about this. None of those are suggestions. Literally.
Those are all suggestions, bud. Those are literally all suggestions. So yeah, like for Taking L's, we stopped doing the chat show because people said the chat show was fun, but like too chaotic and very hard to listen to. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. So, and honestly, ditching the podcast would help him immensely. Can you imagine if he got 2 hours of his day back? 2 hours is a fucking stream. 2 hours is a stream to most people. Like when I stream video games, it's usually between 2 and 3 hours. That's an entire stream, dude.
Not a single one is a suggestion. Those are complaints. Those are gripes.
Complaints are suggestions. They are suggestions. Like, complaints are suggestions, man.
That's a bitch session, okay? The suggestion box is not meant to be a bitch session. There's no point in doing that, because unless you can tell me, here's how you can improve, and here's why.
Oh my goodness, Iviga.
Change it this way for the better, and here's why. Then there's no point in posting.
Yeah, but Phil, you bitch too much and the podcast is too long. Like, those are objective facts, my man.
I don't need to see you sit there and complain for 10 paragraphs. I'm not going to.
This is the mark of a true narcissist, because, and I've worked with people like this. I worked at my last job. I worked with a lady like this, where she was relatively new to the team, relatively new to the product that we were in charge of, and she would always tell me, like, hey, can you tell me how to do this? Can you give me feedback on what I'm doing for this process? I would tell her the correct way, and then she would tell me why I was doing it wrong. And I would literally just diplomatically tell her, I've been doing this for 6 years. You asked me for help. Like, I got to a point where I would dread seeing a message from her, because it's like, well, now I know I have to go and do a conversation with this lady. The loop is going to be, she's going to tell me to give her feedback on her work and on her process. I'm going to give her feedback, and she's going to tell me I'm wrong. It's very degrading and demoralizing when a narcissist treats you like that. And that's fundamentally why Phil has alienated all of his friends and family members, because when you tell people to help you and then you bite the hand that feeds, people don't want to talk to that guy anymore, man.
Read it and waste my time, I'm looking for people who enjoy the content.
I'm looking for people who already like me. Check.
Key thing. If you already don't enjoy the content, right? You're not going to enjoy it, even if I completely change the content and who I am.
But maybe they could. Maybe they could enjoy it. There are so many people that could say something like, you know what, Phil, I would enjoy the content more, or I could enjoy the content more if you did this, and that's very good, like, simple, legit feedback. I've taken feedback like that on my Logan K streams. We've taken feedback like that on Taken L's. So you just have to swallow your pride and realize that, like, you're not making your content for you. You are making your content for others. And if you want your content to be seen and you ask for feedback, you should take the feedback to heart, really.
Still going to complain.
Also, yes, Nerdbrew says, fuck Kanba. Yes, correct.
I mean, you're already catered or what's the word, conditioned to not like the content.
Well, Frog Machine, you bring up a good point. In my work situation, that lady eventually got asked to leave. because we all complained about her. And we were like, listen, this person is asking me for help, and then I'm giving her the advice she's asking for, and then she's telling me I'm wrong. I'm tired of it. She's a bully. And then she got asked to leave. She didn't get fired from the company, though. She got reassigned. To a different department. Apparently, from everybody that I've heard of her from, she's doing real well and she likes it there. So big ups, I guess. But toxic narcissism is definitely asking for advice and then telling the people in the next breath their advice is wrong and invalid. It's very, very bad. And, like, it just, we don't have fucking time for it, Phil.
Still not going to like it. There's no point in posting 27 gripes, okay? But me, if you liked the content at one point...
Yeah, dude. Ice, yeah, I know. You have kind of like an open chat style format. I've listened to your streams. And when you get too many people in there, and when I say you, I just mean in general a streamer, it's chaotic and it becomes hard to listen to. So I took that feedback to heart, and now, like, guests are pretty rare these days, to be honest. And I tend to only have people on stream that I either really get along with or have streamed before,
Changed about it, and you'd like to express,
not to say that I wouldn't, that I'm not open to collabing with other people. I'm in DMs with a few people that I'm also trying to get on here. But
I'd really like it if you do this.
It matters.
Maybe you never heard of it, and here's a suggestion, because maybe it's just not in your radar, right? That's the kind of stuff that helps, not just complaining.
Yeah, but Phil, people suggest indie games, and then you throw it in their face. You throw it in their face. And if people suggest an indie game, what you say is, well, people suggested this indie game, and then now these same people are not coming to support it. He literally has said that earlier this year. He thought the Indies Marathon was going to be a fucking boon. And I guess it was. He got a couple $100 from that Indies Marathon. Then he tried to continue some of those indie games, and he's like, where the fuck are all those people? Like, Phil, you just got to stream, my man, and do what feels right, dude.
Okay?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right, Astro. We still do need to do Doom 2. Yeah. I feel like we talked about Doom 2 we talked about Doom 2 and DMs a couple months ago. I'll get you on at some point. I know the time difference between your part of the world and mine makes it hard for you to stream a lot of the time I'm on, but yeah, it'd be cool to get you on something.
I'm open to suggestions for improvement. I mean, look how many things have improved and changed over the last several years as a result of your suggestions. Literally everything around you. The light, the backlight.
The light purchased for $12. The LED lights, which are in a bundle on the floor, by the way, donated.
The decorations, the better
camera, donated.
Me dressing differently.
Well, you're 42. You shouldn't have to be told by Dale to dress more nicely.
A new pop guard on the mic.
Again, $8. I have the exact same pop screen. It's $8, dude.
This limiters on the mic.
Again, filters. You had to be told what to do. You had to literally be told what to do. What's up, Dave Starkmere? How are you? Yeah, I'm looking around. I don't see any difference.
Thank you for the membership. Right? Like everything you're seeing right now on
Thank you for the membership,
literally
movie sign.
A direct
10 months. Holy shit.
So don't take this lightly.
Also, I did a whole segment on a stream whenever he did the mic filters. His mic filters are dog shit because the beginning and end of his words are chopped because his noise suppression and gate are way too aggressive. I have words about the filters, but if I start talking about the filters, I could talk for an hour.
The suggestion box can absolutely be something constructive if used properly. All right?
The suggestion box can be something constructive if you give me feedback I agree with and can monetize. Correct? Yes.
So, by all means, please start posting up suggestions again. And yes, now that the suggestion box has been refreshed and we'll have fresh new suggestions in there, I will likely start to draw upon it more often. Okay? I've been very apprehensive about doing it in the last couple of months because the suggestions were so outdated. Fair enough? Okay. Now, we need to address the elephant in the room from yesterday. My incredible rage-filled session of Street Fighter 6. Now,
all right. I'm gonna skip to the stick swapping. Here's what we gotta watch.
Yeah,
the stick swapping.
The table is blocking it. There's no way that I can angle it down right now that you'd be able to see it. You just see Seriously, I'll show you.
The TTS should. There we go.
But you're not gonna be able to see it.
Thanks for the support. Movie sign says, the fact that Dave thinks these tiny improvements are a big deal. These improvements are regular things a streamer should have from the start.
Correct. Most streamers, like just starting out, have maybe not a decent microphone, but they understand how to make it sound good. A ring light is $12. You can buy a ring light at a makeup store. That's where I ended up getting mine. I ended up getting a ring light at a makeup store, and it was one that could mount a mirror or a webcam. It did both, but yes. So, Snood, like the thing is, and like Detractor Beam is a great example of this, maybe one of the best examples of this. But like improvement is so incremental. Like most detractors are constantly tweaking their methods for how they get cameras up, or if they use avatars. How do you use avatars? How do you animate your avatars to speech? Most of us just do it over time, and we don't mention it. We don't talk about it. Occasionally, we'll get comments in the comments saying like, oh, you know, big ups on this or that or whatever. But we don't point out our own big improvements. We just kind of let them happen. And then if people notice them, you know, that's engagement.
I guess that's the best I can.
Yeah, I was looking for a looping background because I like the way Meerkat does his. Again, speaking of incremental improvements, I like the way Meerkat does his, but I didn't want mine to be exactly like Meerkat because that's his thing. But I like having something in the background. It's fun. It's fun.
Can do. That's the absolute
big ups in
best I can
Votto
do.
elements, I guess.
All right, is that good?
All right, here we go. Tinkering.
All right,
Let's go.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Behold all the secret parts of my office, right? All the secrets in here.
Oh shit! You know what? Hold on. I gotta pause this. My microphone is not on my full screen layout. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm on this layout. Hello, hello.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Game Master, he didn't break the stick, but kinda. You'll see.
Hold on.
Here, I'm gonna speed through this a
Making
bit.
sure, obviously, that there's nothing in the shop, right? That's private stuff. No, there's nothing here. It's the joystick, cleaning cloths, microphone, everything's fine. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm unscrewing. What the hell? There we go. I'm unscrewing the 4 screws on the joystick.
Yeah, Jesse Green. Seriously, dude.
Go. Okay. Now.
Note that he's not using the correct tool.
Here it is. Well, that's not it. Where's the flathead screwdriver thing? Is it? No, is this it? Ah, here it is. So, flathead screwdriver. All right. That's to go.
That's a can opener and like a soda cap prier. Like you can pry old soda bottles open, but that's a key to a can. That's not a screwdriver. That's not a flathead screwdriver. That's a key to a can, bro.
Into the actual joystick portion to hold it, and then I have to unscrew the ball top.
See, but like look at how much play there is on this gate here. He is like whipping this fucking thing around.
Actual joystick portion to hold it.
No wonder shit is not fitting together. Look how much he's moving these components inside the casing of the stick. Look at this.
And then I have to unscrew the ball top. I probably should have done this first before I took the screws off, honestly. But of course, I haven't done this in 100 years.
Yeah, dude. He just scraped the fuck out of everything. He's moving these components all around. No wonder nothing fits back together. Oh, it's Lefty the Tank Killer. You fucking troll. You fucking troll. Lefty Tank Killer.
Unscrewing the ball top.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Here it is. Ball top. I removed.
I do too. If Phil, the PC transition stream is something that I definitely want to try and do live. It's hard for me to like live restream, but you better goddamn know the day he chooses to actually do that PC transition, I want to be there. I want to be there.
Plastic pieces from the top of the joystick as well. Now,
yeah. Lefty's a busy guy, Lefty Tank Killer. But thank you for stopping by. Good luck in War Thunder, bro. Good luck.
Pops out. See, so now it's easier for me to unplug the wires that are attached to it. So, what brand stick is this? I don't see.
Oh yeah, dude, Nerd Brew, I can hear it. So this is the RAM, okay. Oh, this is the hard drive. Oh, I wonder. I gotta get. He'd call like a SATA cable a ribbon cable or something like that. He'd put the power supply in backwards like the kid from The Verge did. That's why I'd wanna be there. Even him like loading up Cat's PC, I wanna fucking be there.
Any wording on it at all, actually.
Correct. Movie sign. Big
Wow,
ups.
this is on there really
You're right.
tight.
Let's
I don't
not
wanna break
forget.
it, but I may have to use pliers or something. It's on there really tight.
Thank you for the 5.
Oh, never mind. I got it off. Good. Got it off and nothing broken. So I'm looking at the joystick Oh, there's some lube on it. Oh, I gotta lower my hand. I got to wash my hand. I don't see any branding on it at all. Like, there's not a single word on it, so I don't know what brand of stick it is. But it's a much smaller gate than the one on the Xbox joystick. Yeah. I don't know what brand it is. It doesn't say at all. I have no clue. Well, I'll just go ahead and put it back.
Also, I think was it Shinko that said? And I didn't even think of this, but in hearing Shinko say it this morning, I was like, oh yeah, I do that when I take apart unfamiliar electronics. Take a picture of the way everything is oriented inside the casing so that you know exactly where it goes. I do that all the fucking time. I took apart my old phone recently because I was going to try and fix it, but it turns out that that one of my speakers had like actual water damage on it and it wasn't fixable. But I took a picture of that, and goddamn, I was able to get it back together. I tried to. I had the phone for 3.5 years, so fuck the warranty. It's out of warranty, so I tried to fix it and couldn't. All you got to do is take a picture, and it's fine. Like, I used my girlfriend's phone to take a picture.
Thanks for the support. Movie Sign says, let's not forget this is the stick he bought instead of getting his son Jasper the blood work he needed.
That's right. It is. It is. Absolutely. Also, big ups Nerd Brew for that clip. I told you it would become my notification sound, and now it has. Because I saw that, I was like, oh, this is fucking notification fodder right there. I love your clips. Keep them coming.
Back together. Of an extra joystick, but like I said, I do feel like a lot of the issues I was having.
Yeah, absolutely. IT 101. Take a picture. Take a picture. And this is like very nitpicky, but I have gotten fucked over by this in the past. He does not have a receptacle or a cup for his screws. If he loses one screw on a PCB like that, he's fucked. The whole thing is fucked. Especially with something that has a lot of play on it, like an arcade stick. If he loses out on reassembling one screw, that thing may be unusable. I was fucking nail biting watching him do this live.
Okay. All right. So that is now removed. Ugh. That fucking, like I said, that lube was all over. That's nasty. All right. Now I'm going to remove the joystick from my Xbox joystick.
Oh, absolutely.
Which will be a lot easier. No unscrewing required.
Absolutely. Short's fault.
Real simple. See that? So in this case, I'll do it right. I'll take the ball top off first. I won't be stupid. Okay?
Oh, guy with two names. Thank you for the 99 cents. I appreciate you. I really do. I know I say that, but I really do appreciate you. Big ups, Kaneki. Oh, wait. This was just dead air? I thought it was paused. Yep. I literally thought the video was paused. No! No, guy with two names. No, you're gonna make me turn the alerts off, aren't you?
Off the top of that joystick.
Well, I guess I have to let him play.
And now, I just need to unscrew the.
No, Dave's Dark Mirror. I was biting my own nails because I thought he was gonna lose a screw. Because I lost a screw in inside one of my PC cases inside the power supply, and I had to go find a replacement tiny screw for one of my PC brackets. It was a pain in the ass.
You can't really see due to the way they built it. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing, right?
Oh, I'm so excited for the Lego streams, Mickey. I might find a way to do that live. My work schedule's been more flexible lately, surprisingly. Like the last 2 weeks, I've been leaving work early as fuck. It's been great.
Yeah, got it. They put that in there real tight.
I also would like to point out, and again, this is just my OCD, because I like to tinker with shit. It's one of my weird things. Here we go.
Guy with two names says
nothing. Guy with two names says nothing. Big ups. Thank you for the 99 cents. No!
Guy with two names says,
you fucking troll. You fucking troll. Thank you, guy with two names.
At the very least, this will be the joystick swap. Like, I want to swap the buttons too, but I feel like taking off all those wires.
Yes, the DOM. So my last motherboard had M.2 screws that were thumb screws. They were a fucking godsend. Pronated, not pronated. Extended M.2 screws that are thumb screws are amazing if you can find them. My last motherboard had them.
It's going to take a really long time.
Not this current one. My current motherboard, the M.2, the M.2 slots are under the fucking graphics card. So every time I want to add or change an M.2, I have to take out the graphics card. That's a pain. Yeah, just use the table. He needs a working surface. My grandpa, who was like carpenter, electrician, EMT, he did all kinds of shit with his hands. He would fucking scream at us if we were trying to manipulate something and we didn't have a surface, because he would tell me all the time. He's like, when he'd see me, like, I don't know, whatever kids tinkered with. I think my brother liked to take apart like tiny matchbox cars, and then I like to tinker with small electronics ever since I was a little kid. But he would tell us, use a working surface. You're gonna lose a screw. Like, he would tell us constantly, you're gonna lose a screw. If you lose a screw, you won't be able to get it back together. And you know what? He's fucking right, dude.
Yeah, they seriously, I think they over tighten these screws.
Like, look at the ergonomics of this. Well, also, wait, is he resting? He's resting the top of the casing of the stick on his shock mount, which is a huge no-no. He's gonna break the shock mount. If he snaps a rubber band on that shock mount will lose its purpose, by the way. And this is absolutely resting on a tension band on his shock mount. I didn't notice that the first time through, but he's got two faux pas. He's resting the board on his chest, but it's also putting tension on this rubber band. Holy shit.
They're in there real hard. I don't know why they would have put him in that tight. Here we go.
Yeah, dude.
The thing is, these are
yeah. I caught some of Shinko's stream this morning, and Shinko was like IT brain 100%. Shinko was pointing out things that like we all missed, but like, goddamn, like Phil's not paying attention at all.
Brand new Sandwell buttons. I used them.
This is all very slipshod. This is all very janky, right? But to talk about a theory that I've been hearing, I hear a theory that this was all planned and staged so that, you know, with the express purpose that Phil could beg for a new fight stick. I don't think so. This is not planned. This is not staged. However, Phil is an opportunist, and he will use this moment as a means to beg for a new fight stick, whilst perhaps quietly getting this one repaired. Perhaps.
Sessions, and then we swap from Xbox to PS5. So using these buttons, these are like fresh.
This would be a long fucking con, dude. This would be
brand spanking new. I definitely have the optimal experience.
Yes, Phil. Yes, guy with two names. Phil is not a mastermind, but he is an opportunist. He's not quite smart enough to plan a scam, but he knows a scam when he sees it. If that makes sense. He knows a scam when he sees it. Because I've worked with individuals with low IQ. I've worked with people that have certified mental retardation. I've worked with people with Down syndrome. People with Down syndrome, for example, and Phil is of low intelligence. He is of low intellectual prowess. Even people of low intelligence, even the mentally retarded or those that have Down syndrome, are capable of manipulating people through opportunity. Like the kids with Down syndrome, if they hurt themselves, for example, if they got a knee scrape, they would see that as an opportunity to play it up and try and get out of doing their schoolwork for the rest of the day at the special ed summer school that I used to work at. They see an opportunity. They don't quite know what the con is, what the grift is, but even people of low intelligence are able to see an opportunity of manipulation and act on it. Absolutely. And that is 100% Phil. That is absolutely his way of operating. He doesn't know what the scam is yet, but he knows it when he sees it. Oh, yes. So Misery Merchant brings up Jade. Yeah, Jade. Here's my take on Jade, because I've in a prior life I had a job where I worked with a lot of worked to help a lot of intellectually challenged people. I get the sense that Jade is pretty with it on the scale of the intellectually challenged. He ain't like you and me, but in terms of the people in his peer group, he's pretty with it. He's fairly smart in that group. So that's why if you look at some of Jade's chat messages, and I love fucking looking at Jade's chat messages, because it almost seems like he's trolling. You'll say, like, hey bud, remember when you mad, go chill, you know? That almost feels like trolling. It's getting right up to the precipice of trolling. It's almost like he knows. Like he's just smart enough to know that something might be funny, so he hits it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Snoot. So Snoot is with me on the Jade is a troll theory. I believe that Jade is two things. I believe that Jade is in a situation in which he is both an unironic enjoyer of Phil, but he also trolls when he sees the opportunities. Because some of his chat comments are absolutely sneak disses. It's really fucking funny.
Ever go back to playing fighting games on Xbox for any reason? I don't know. It's either
I'm
PC
sorry,
or
guy with
PS5
two names.
these days, right?
It seems like you and Snood need to have a convo and figure it out.
Okay.
But Jade is a sneak disser. I will take that to my fucking grave. People think he's dumb, and I wouldn't say that. Being intellectually challenged is not the same thing as being dumb in a social sense. Jade knows what to say and what to do to become likable. The chat actually likes him. That's the thing. A lot of people in chat unironically like Jade. Jade is like the one person that almost everybody in chat is unified in liking, both on the Phil side and on the detractor side, to be honest. So I think Jade's pretty with it. He's not smart enough to present like you and me, but he knows enough to know when he can troll. Wait, Cadence and Snood. Did Jade really type money, yeah? Holy shit, Jade.
Turn of the screw.
Come watch my streams, Jade.
That's sad, I know. Back on...
Come watch Taking L's if you're listening.
Xbox was the
Lefty and I would love to have you.
Almost no one played it on PS3 or on PC. It came out late for PC, and the port sucked anyway.
Oh, yeah. So Punish Lasagna, my girlfriend and I talk about the concept of emotional intelligence versus intellectual intelligence. I believe Jade has high emotional intelligence because I've seen it. You can have people with very low intellectual standing, but they'll know how to read people and they'll know how to get to people. They'll know how to socialize. They'll know how to manipulate people because they have incredibly high EQ, emotional intelligence. That's a thing. Intellectual intelligence and high emotional intelligence are not necessarily tied together. They can be, but they're not always tied together. And I think Jade has a lower IQ, but a higher EQ. That's why he's able to kind of exist where he does.
What is this noise? Stop making that noise.
Yes, Meth Bear. He is profoundly disabled and he needs constant care. I think calling him a dent would be too reductive. He's kind of the one DSP enjoyer that gets a pass in my mind because he seems like a kind soul and he seems very wholesome. He doesn't exhibit the level of toxic degeneracy that other known dents do. He just seems like a very good-hearted guy who doesn't really have a choice but to watch Phil all day, you know?
Oh, what's making that noise? Something's being stupid, making lots of noise for
no
reason.
and guy with two names. People can call a dent. People can call anyone they want a dent. People call certain detractors dents. That's fine. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think calling Jade a dent, like all the other dents, is a little too reductive. Just an opinion.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Foot stuff is coming up, guys. Get ready.
The joystick is now loose. And now what I need to do is just remove these wires. And again, gotta be careful not to damage anything. There we go. All right, so now this joystick actually also had an underguard. I don't know why. Not all joysticks have a double guard like that, but this one does.
That is, wow. This is like a personality test question, Misery Merchant. The question is, knowing this, would you accept money from Jade, or would it be insulting to refuse? I mean, we only accept super chats on this channel. If he sent me a super, I guess I would have to take it. The only way to give it back to him would potentially be to message him on Twitter or wherever he's on socials, or maybe try and message his mom and give her the money back, and that turns into some kind of weird also parasocial situation. So maybe Rydrake, fuck, what are you doing? Guy with two names just got modded. Oh, if I were Phil, I'd fucking refuse it. I would tell Jade to stop giving me money, to be honest. If I were Phil. If Jade came over here and gave me a couple supers, I would tell him, thank you, but you don't have to.
Hori joystick, by the way. Hori brand. So I don't know how good it is, but I'm going to try it because the other one's giving me problems. Okay, so.
Yeah, Photon Artist. Jade actually likes and plays video games. That's kind of the difference between Jade and a lot of other DSP enjoyers. If you notice, a lot of other DSP unironic fans don't play a lot of games. They just watch Phil play.
Sub button. How many people say smash that sub
button? Thank you for the
button.
sub, Mokiness. I appreciate it. Yeah. He actually likes games, which is like pretty rare.
The other joystick.
Like Derek doesn't give a fuck about games outside of like Pokemon and Zelda. Derek just likes Phil. And if you think about how weird that is, the fact that Derek consumes most of his games media through Phil is incredible to me.
Like so. Yep, there we go. And all the holes are already properly there. I'm going to
Oh yeah, Merch. He did avoid playing Street Fighter 6 with him. You know what? If Jade asked me to play Street Fighter 6, I'd buy a copy of Street Fighter 6 because I don't even own Street Fighter 6. I don't play fighting games. I'd play Jade and he'd probably whip my ass. It'd be a great stream, to be honest.
Oh, wait a minute. See? Oh, man. I was afraid of this.
Phil got mad at Derek yesterday.
And now we might have a big issue.
What? I didn't see that part.
Yeah. We might have a really big issue. The wires don't fit. I aligned the joystick like it's supposed to be aligned. The wires that attach to the joystick are now going into the button next to it. You see the...
That means it's misaligned. Or it goes the other way. Or there's not enough slack in the wire. Like he says the wires don't fit, but why don't the wires fit? Is there not enough slack in the cable? Or did he bend the contacts? That could... Oh, it's upside down. Frog Machine says it's upside down. I believe Frog Machine because Frog Machine's fucking... Oh, the connectors are upside down. Okay. I believe it. I believe the connectors would be upside down.
The problem with different joysticks and their designs, even though they...
He got tired of Derek asking mundane questions. Has he ever streamed a game before? Mundane questions are what the fucking stream runs on. You should see my Hitman streams. Guy with two names comes to my Hitman streams. Most people are just asking how my day's going. That's it. That's most of them. Or most people are just telling me I don't know how to play Hitman.
They're all interswappable. The way that they built this combo joystick, the buttons are so close to the joystick, you need to use a more narrow designed joystick.
Okay. Okay, Grimner. I appreciate you. I don't pay as close attention to Jade as someone like Pop does. But I was being charitable considering I have zero Street Fighter experience. So big ups, dude.
As you can see, the Hori joystick is wider, and now it doesn't look like it's going to fit.
Oh, Frog Machine. Thank you for sending these. Frog Machine sent images of... Okay, so Hori Hayabusa. I'm going to get these on stream, Frog Machine. Hold on. I think I can... Best way to share is this. Okay. So this is an image that Frog Machine sent to me in Discord. So this is the button layout as advertised as it should go, according to Frog Machine. Thank you for these images, by the way. And okay, I see. So this is the thing that Phil is fiddling with. Hold on. I switched over to Firefox from Chrome for okay. I see. Yep, it is upside down. Absolutely. It is upside down. Thank you for confirming, Frog Machine. You're the GOAT.
Unbelievable. The only thing I can think to do is attach this first. Okay, it's in.
I mean, yeah, Das Carrot, there's like a handful of moving parts in this thing, and like, what would it be? 8, like 10 connections that need to be made. It's not as complex as a PC. If he supposedly worked on PCs back in the late 90s, early 2000s, this should be a breeze.
It's going to fight this button. Like, no matter what I do, it's going to fight this button. I can't actually screw this in right.
Or he could have looked it up on YouTube. Like, the thing is, yeah, he could have gotten kits, but he could have looked it up on YouTube. Like, really. And it would have been fine. Most of the time, when I'm tinkering with shit, I look it up on YouTube. Like, when I took apart my Galaxy S21 a couple weeks ago, I looked that shit up on YouTube, and I followed the guide. Nothing wrong with that.
But it's going to be a big fight. It is. It's always going to be touching and fighting the button next to it.
Yes, Minimal. He never built PCs. That's all a lie. I believe he swapped out maybe one GPU, like one GPU or maybe a hard drive, but he never built PCs.
Another really dumb thing about this joystick, so this combo stick, I'm liking it less and less. The way that they've got this set up, the buttons these are snap-in buttons. They're meant to be easily replaceable, okay? But the way they built the stick, you can only snap them in a certain direction. You can't rotate them around once they're in there. So because of that...
Oh, yes, it didn't have cooling gel. That's right. It didn't have cooling gel.
Between the joystick and the button. So why did they do that? And no, you can't turn the joystick around because this is the orientation you need for the inputs to be correct. It has to be in there like this, orientation. You see?
Wait, hold on. So John in chat says, can you turn the joystick around? Yeah, his chat is literally trying to tell him, hey bro, it's upside down.
Oh, this sucks ass. Like, why the fuck did they do it this way? Besides, they're morons, and they didn't test to see if another brand's joystick would fit inside the combo base, right? Can I get rid of the button? I could, but then I would be forced to use...
I mean, Schertzville, my biggest problem with this is the fact that this is $300+ potentially down the toilet. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's so frustrating, is that he will just so quickly piss money away. Just so haphazardly. He was talking about, and we'll get to it, he was talking about buying another stick on Amazon. Like, holy shit.
Outer buttons rather than the 6 inner buttons, and all fighting game players are always used to using the 6 inner buttons. And it's also a different configuration for your fingers. I'd have to learn a whole new button configuration. Yeah,
correct.
They poorly designed this joystick.
Honestly, like, the biggest part of tinkering and working on electronics is knowing how to unfuck things. Because whether you're talking about swapping PC parts out or taking apart a phone or any kind of small electronic device, you will fuck yourself at some point. But usually, as long as you didn't bend or break something, there's a way to look up a guide or a how-to to unfuck yourself. And DSP has no curiosity to that. I learned, my parents are such boomers. They always say, "Oh, you're so good at computers." And I always tell my mom, I learned how to be good at computer stuff by breaking a lot of shit. Eventually, you break enough devices to learn how not to break devices anymore. You know what I mean? But then again, when I was breaking computers and phones, I wasn't begging for money and not giving my cat blood work. Those were all risks that I absorbed, and I didn't foist onto anybody else. And yes, Spitfire, that's why you take pictures.
Here's the connector. It's touching the button.
That's why you take pictures.
If you align the joystick, you're essentially smashing the wires of the joystick.
Smash that wire.
To align.
That's right.
Like, I think I could brute force it, but I might damage this wire connector in the process.
Learn how to be good by being bad. Yeah, dude.
See?
Absolutely.
They fucked it up. I mean,
it's kind of how you learn how to stream too. You learn how to put on a good stream by having a lot of like mediocre and bad ones, to be honest.
Rotate the button.
Oh, phones are terrible. Guy with 2 names.
And I'd say
phones are so hard to repair.
Obsidian 2.
Big ups Louis Rossman, by the way.
It's not meant for mods. Yeah, like they sold it like it was. Like, it looks like it's supposed to be. They did not use their fucking brains when they made this joystick at all, in any way, shape, or form. This is like a brainless.
Yeah, thin laptops really fucking suck. That's why I will always have a tower PC. I love having a tower PC because if something fails, it's pretty easy to get in there.
There's not much I can do at all. I'm pretty fucked. Like, I could screw it in like this, but there's no guarantee that it's going to work.
Slow, very slow incremental improvement is so
I
rewarding.
could screw it in just like this, but there's no guarantee that it's going to work right.
Like, I look at taking L's a year ago or like a year and a half ago, and I look at the type of shit we're doing now. It's, I don't know. It just seems like we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun on this journey, and it's not a lot of disaster streams. It does happen on occasion, but not a lot of disasters. Our shit is usually pretty good.
No, again, you can't. There's nothing I can do about this. This joystick has to be this orientation in order to get the moves to come out right, or else the joystick would be upside down. I'd be playing upside down Street Fighter. It has to be this orientation. There's nothing can be done about it.
But move the connector, dude.
So, you know, I'm boned. Either I use 6 outside buttons and I have an empty buttonhole. Yeah, a complete empty buttonhole.
Empty buttonhole. That's a good name for a band.
I don't have anything to cover the buttonhole with, you know? This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit.
Here we go. I really wish it didn't get cut off here. We missed a lot of.
Why the fuck did they make it this way?
We missed a lot of great shit.
They don't
right
understand
here.
that not every joystick is exactly the same size. I can't believe they built it so you can't. It doesn't
good question, Astro. So Lefty's taking a huge step back. I have one that so we recorded one. I can edit it. I honestly just have to find the time, put in the time. But we have one that we recorded before he stepped away. And we would like to do more, but Lefty with taking a big step back. Don't expect to see as much Hitman content. He'll come by when he can, but we'll still have a lot of fun around here.
Engineering. Dumb fucks. Jesus. This is bad.
Buttonhole servers. I like that one.
Right there, I could brute force it like this, but this is probably gonna break it.
Also, anytime you're talking about brute forcing a component on a PCB, just don't. Just don't. Anytime you say to yourself, "Hey, I think I can brute force this small connector on this board," don't. That's how you break a processor socket on a PC motherboard. I've done that. I have destroyed a fucking socket on a motherboard and had to get a replacement because I tried to quote unquote brute force it. But as I say, that's how you learn. The processor worked fine though. The processor survived. The motherboard did not, and I was able to get a replacement. MSI was nice to me. That was early. That was over 10 years ago. I was a baby.
1 second. Before we go.
Yes, Redbird, absolutely. You brute force software because software changes can be undone. It's very simple.
Wow, the wires in this joystick suck too. I'm not kidding.
Suck ass.
It has a silicone coating that covers the connectors. It came right off of one on the button that I'm trying to take off. Okay. So what kind of button is that?
Oh, Beth Bear sent something. Hold on. This is called we're derailing for like 5 seconds. Hold on. All right, gotta download that. I'll do that. I wonder, can I play it? I should be able to play it directly in this browser. No, I can't. I'll play it in OBS. Hold on. Beth Bear sent a great fucking fail video. Hold on. That. All right, hold on. I'm derailing for this, but it's important. Hold on. All right, ready for this? Ready? Here we go. Look how bad that fail was. The DIMM slot's broken. It's broken. He broke the DIMM slot. Goodbye, motherboard. Very funny. Similar to what I did. I actually cracked I broke the release for the CPU on the motherboard, the lever that holds it down. So the lever didn't work. So I couldn't seat the processor properly. So I needed to get another one. That was my experience, but you learn by breaking shit, I guess, is like my roundabout point, by the way. It's a very important part of learning.
Can't see the name on it.
Nerdbrew, I don't think Phil broke his RAM. I think his RAM just wasn't seated properly. It probably got jostled in shipping. So I was looking at stuff about the Chris and Teo PC the other day, or I think ALT. Yeah, that's where I saw it. ALT did a stream about when whales leave or whatever, and he talked about the Chris and Teo PC, and the PC was cracked. So I'm thinking one of the RAM sticks got unseated in shipping, and Phil probably could have just popped it out, popped it back in. It would have been fine.
This is supposedly a Sanwa button. Okay.
Unseated RAM is here. I gotta take a quick phone call. Watch this and have fun.
What I'm trying to see is, are they identical? Yeah, they are. Fuck. I was hoping they weren't identical. I was hoping the back layout would be different. They're not. They're exactly the same. Oh, not good. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I remove the button. I'm going to put the joystick on first. Then I'm going to try to put the button in and see if I can get it to like bend or adjust properly. I don't know how this is going to work. It's probably not, but I'm going to try. This sucks. This sucks.
That was my girlfriend.
I don't know what Combo was thinking.
She wants to go to the pool. So we're probably going to go to the pool after this stream. I'm excited. It's pool time. Pool time. We have a pool. We have a community pool where we live. It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if this joystick breaks, yeah, I have no Street Fighter stream for Thursday. There's nothing I can do. If this breaks it, I can't do anything.
I mean, you own it on another console, and you have a stick that works on that console, no?
Unless I order a new one, but I don't have $300 to order a new joystick right now, you know?
No. Hold on, guy with two names. Hold on. It's not our pool. It's a communal pool amongst like people that live in this neighborhood. It's basically a neighborhood pool. It's not my fucking pool. But my girlfriend was like, "Hey, I'm going to be home soon. You want to go to the pool and hang out?" So we're going to go to the pool. It ain't like that, man. Stop it.
Fuck.
Big up, Skull. How are you? All right, you know what? I think we seen what we needed to see of this joystick. Yes. I'd like to move on. I'd like to move on cuz I have other stuff planned. So, I'm going to move on actually. I have to give a shout out to Astrodontist who clued me in. Stuttering Craig ain't done, folks. He's not done. He now he's his Take Games Back initiative has now become the Real Game Awards. So instead of TGA, it's now TRGA because he needs to feel special and be in his own special club. Let's roll the video and see if this is any different. See if you can spot the differences from the last time we looked at this.
Become painfully clear over the last couple weeks is that the people who work in this industry and write about this industry that you love hate you. It's one big club and you are not in it. In fact, did you know that the Game Awards are voted on by those exact same people?
Yeah.
Look at this list. It's
just
IGN
keep watching.
and Polygon and Variety, for God's sakes. It's an elitist, outdated system, and it's had way too much sway in the video game industry for way too long. I've been talking about video games online for almost 2 decades now, and been playing games
Two
like longer than
decades.
that,
I exist.
But I have never seen the video game industry this toxic.
Oh, guy with two names. We're getting to that. We're getting to that fucking thing. The timeline. Timeline is all fucked now.
Our voice back. Now, look, I'm not telling you I got this whole idea mapped out because I don't. I don't even have a name for this yet. But it's become painfully obvious that this is very...
Notice, so I wanted to point this out because, to be honest, I did watch this before the stream because Astro sent me stuff on it. He said, I don't even have a name for this yet. Convenient, because they didn't have a name at the time. Back in May, I think they launched it. Back in, I think it was late April or early May. They launched this thing. They didn't have a name for it. So because the name has changed, they can just use this video again now. It's great.
Much needed.
Efficient use of content.
Year over and over again after the Game Awards, people say there has to be a real award show for gamers. Well, let's do it. This is the first step.
Same footage, guy with two names. Very astute. Correct.
Decide the winners and losers.
Late March.
Of the video game
Okay.
Industry.
Thank you for the
Where you get to
correction,
decide
Astro.
the
I appreciate you.
The nominees for the categories, and of course, vote on them. And it'll all be done through an app where you can do it easily and securely.
You know what?
Club free?
Late March.
Nope.
Late March makes sense because I feel like I just saw like year retrospectives on the interview, and then this came up. So late March makes perfect sense.
Absolutely not. Why? As we've seen over the last few years, our hobby has been hijacked by activists looking to push their own agenda and literally push you out. For that reason alone.
They're talking about Sweet Baby Inc., by the way. And I'm going to get into Sweet Baby Inc. in a minute because there is a very odd connection between the outrage between Sweet Baby Inc. and this movement that I'm going to get into in a second. So get fucking ready. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, that's right, Johnny. Strap the fuck in, buddy. We're doing this. I'm doing this segment.
Yes, we're going to gatekeep. We should have been gatekeeping much longer. But here's my vision. With your support, we'll number one,
gatekeeping confirm,
and number two, be able to create a physical
use of support confirmed. By the way, what is it with all these fucking people and using the word support? just putting that out there.
Award show that you'll be able to attend. Guess what? With the app serving as your ticket. My vision for this also
Redbird, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not because it's text, but big ups.
Rules to be involved with the board.
I think that's sarcasm.
1, they're not allowed to vote. 2, they're not allowed to be on any press list or receive any free video games and or perks from any AAA publishers. And 3, and most importantly, they are not allowed to be employed by traditional gaming media. Hey man, I get it. Video games are a mess right now. The industry you love doesn't want you, and the traditional media hates you.
Well, we're going to get into that, Redbird, in a minute.
So go to takegamesback.com and become a member and help grow this community and help regain our voice. It's now or never.
Because this situation, Redbird, it's a little bit more nuanced than just being woke or anti-woke. For me, it's more about who to trust and who to listen to. And I'll get into that in a second. So here's the board. Meet our board. So they finally put some people on the board. Obviously, Craig put himself on the board of his own fucking stupid thing. Of course, expected. We have D-Day Cobra, founder, owner of Geeks and Gamers. And for some reason, they feel the need to put, he's a lifelong Nintendo fan and that Titanfall 2 is better. Whatever that means, Titanfall 2 is better. Whatever that is supposed to mean, better than what? And then this is a way more troubling pick to me. Cabrutus. Cabrutus is the face of one of the biggest gaming movements in history. Biggest gaming movements in history. Let's see about that. The curator of the Sweet Baby Inc. D&I detected Steam group, over 400,000 members. Cabrutus is just a gamer dude who's passionate about his hobby and the industry. He's always had a desire to do something good and meaningful in the gaming community. That's what inspired him to create Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam curator page. So I'm going to say something about Sweet Baby Inc. Fuck Sweet Baby Inc. Because I think Sweet Baby Inc. is a symptom of a larger problem in that game developers are out of touch and, frankly, scared of their customers. I think game developers should make the games they want to make. And social consequences be the social consequences that they be. That's always kind of been my stance. Tell the story you want to tell. If people think it's cringe and problematic, let them think it's cringe and problematic. But all this fucking guy has done is create a Steam group revolving around an organization that is already themselves unhinged and that people already hate. So I don't know why the fuck he's here. And like I said, Sweet Baby Inc., fuck them. But I think the greater problem is I think devs should make the game they want to make, and people should vote with their dollar. And that should be that. Like any sort of media, people should make the movies they want to make. They should write the books they want to write. And if you want to engage with them, you engage with them. If something offends you, say something about it. That's fine. But the idea that the dude who made a Steam group is now going to be on this anti-woke panel for this The Real Game Awards thing is retarded to me. Very retarded. Because essentially what these guys are doing is they're saying the Game Awards, the Keeleys, as some call them, big ups Giant Bomb, they always call them the Keeleys, so I always call them the Keeleys. But essentially what they're saying is the Game Awards is gatekeeping too hard. So we need to stop the gatekeeping. So I'm going to make my own thing and I'm going to gatekeep harder than they gatekept and I'm going to paywall it. Like, fuck all of this. And if Cabrutus's whole identity is the fact that he hates Sweet Baby, get the fuck in line, dude. Like, there's nothing remarkable about that. That's like me making some kind of foundation or board because I'm a DSP troll. There are thousands of DSP trolls, dude. There's nothing special about that. There's nothing special or remarkable. The only commonality between these three people is that they're predominantly anti-woke. Craig's current brand is that he's predominantly anti-woke. I don't know much about D-Day Cobra, but it seems very similar. I know a lot about Cabrutus and what he's done because he's been fucking everywhere. And his only thing is that is anti-woke. So the thing is, if you're basically making an anti-woke Game Awards, you're asking for internet lib backlash. So the irony of this entire thing, by setting up this alternative Game Awards, they're going to have the libs coming after them anyway. And then they're going to cry about it. It's really fucking stupid. That's honestly just my opinion. It's just my opinion, but there is absolutely no way they are not going to have incredible backlash. They're basically asking for it. Like they are essentially saying, come at me, libs, come at me, Sweet Baby. And you know what? People are going to, because it's the fucking internet, man. Guy with two names wanted to talk about the timeline. Why are we creating? What does the timeline look like? Okay, we've got updated timeline. Let's go. Yeah, Grimner, if you know more about him, that's fine. I just don't. I had like 20 minutes to do research. I know about Craig. I know about Cabrutus, but that basically confirms that this is an anti-woke gamers board, which is honestly something that not a lot of people are going to want to sincerely engage with. Truly. All right, revised timeline. What does it look like? July. Okay, typo. Open our site. Now, anybody that has seen me in the Discords knows that I can't type for shit. All right? Almost everything I post in Discord, DMs, or on a Discord thread is going to have the little parenthetical edited next to it. Just is. So, you might be saying, what are you doing criticizing people's typing and spelling? Well, the fuck I can't. Yes. Guy with two names can confirm. Yes. Guy with two names can confirm. Nerdbrew can confirm. Grimner can confirm. Absolutely. The reason why I criticize this is because it is on a website asking for money. If you are putting up a website and you are asking for money, your shit should be perfect. It should be 100% like top notch. If you're asking for potentially $1,337, there should not be a fucking error on your thing. So July, Open. Also, we got the Wix pop up, by the way. My mouse cursor got a Wix pop up, so big ups Wix, I guess. Although Nerd Brew, you mentioned a while back that Craig is a Wix enjoyer, so I guess it's consistent with that. Okay, July, opened our site to suggest categories for the show. So they want feedback and suggestions for the show categories. Okay. Next step is collect and review the suggested categories, considering factors such as relevance, popularity, feasibility, and for inclusion in the award show. Okay, July. So that gives them a month to get their shit together as far as the categories they're laying out. Fine. August to October, which is another 8-week window. So July to August, you're talking about 4 weeks. August to October, you're talking about 8 weeks. So we're 12 weeks down the line, totally. Finalize the list of categories based on user suggestions and internal discussions. So from conception to finalization, they are talking about 12 weeks of hammering out basic categories. Okay. And then second step to that is launch the nomination phase. Allow users to submit the nominations for each category. Okay. This is also their second mistake when trying to collect data. They're sending for data twice. They're sending out one survey or whatever they're sending. Let's say it's a survey. They're sending out a survey to say, what categories would you like to vote on? They're going to let 8 weeks go by, potentially 12 weeks go by. Then they're going to send that out again, and they're going to say, all right, vote on these categories. Vote on these nominations for the categories. So they're basically doing the same vote twice. And then November, close the nomination phase of the categories and and compile a list of nominees for each categories. Upon the voting phase, giving you that's awkwardly worded. Upon the voting phase, giving users the opportunity to cast their votes for their favorite nominees. Okay, so you're taking all of the hype out of it then, because you're gonna tell people to vote on the categories, you're gonna tell people to vote on a list of categories, and then you're gonna tell people to vote after that list is finalized on stuff they've already seen? How does that make any sense? And then early December, possibly January. Award show. Okay, what's the award show gonna look like? Who the fuck knows? Oh, the beta app. So the app, if you think about it, because I looked at this around the time it first came out, if you think about it, the app is kind of dead. Like, the app is dead for all intents and purposes, because they're just talking about getting people to vote. But it's a grift. It's essentially, so it's a grift that was supposed to be finalized, say, now. I believe the first run was they wanted to finalize it September or October. Now it is December, possibly early January. And mind you, they're still taking $1,337, which is abhorrent. There was another thing I highlighted that I wanted to look at. Oh yeah, wait, wasn't this called Take Games? Fuck, Wix Fac. Okay, wasn't this called Take Games Back? Yup. I always think of Snood when he said yup on his streams. Yup. When the idea of this club, that's a weird thing to call it. Club makes me think of Little Rascals. When the idea of this club first came to me, I needed a name. I needed a name, and the first best descriptor of what I and we want to do is, okay, that's poorly written, is Take Games Back. from the video game establishment and access media. Okay, well, what is the video game establishment and access media? You've been talking about video games for 20 years. Some would argue that you are the video game establishment. Some would argue that someone like Jeff Grubb or Jeff Gerstmann, the Jeffs, are video game established, even though both Grubb and Gerstmann are independent. Is Dan Reichert video game establishment? Is Giant Bomb video game establishment? Like, who the fuck are they talking about? Really? Are they just talking about Jeff Keighley? Because near as I can tell, they're just talking about Jeff Keighley. And they're mad that woke games are getting nominated for shit. That's kind of what I'm pulling out of this. Okay, next paragraph. It became clear pretty okay. I hate this writing. It became clear pretty quick that we're going to need a new name, and I can't think of anything more straightforward than the Real Game Awards. Honestly, I can't believe the domain was available. The domain was available because it was fucking stupid. The name The Real Game Awards is so fucking stupid, and I wouldn't be surprised if you get taken to court over it, to be honest. It's such a stupid name. And there is potential brand confusion, so I wouldn't be surprised if Keighley takes you to court, so good luck. Well, the name is different. Our goal is still the same. Let's take games back and give gamers a voice again. So you're going to give gamers a voice again by taking money from them so that they can vote on a thing that tells them the categories they get to vote for, and then you get to present an award show on what they voted for. Okay. Really stupid. Like, actually stupid. The fact that he thinks he's being edgy by calling it the Real Game Awards. This is like if you've ever been in clubs in high school and college. Like if someone had a gaming club. Like at my college, there was a gaming club. I was in the gaming club, obviously. But let's say at my college, I was in the gaming club, but I wanted to go and make a different gaming club because I didn't like the guy that ran the gaming club. His name was Chris, by the way, in my school. My friend Chris ran our gaming club. So what if one day I said, "Fuck you, Chris, I'm making my own gaming club," and I made a club called the Real Gaming Club? That's stupid. It's cringe. No one's gonna want to fucking join that. Really, really stupid. But also, Chris was a cool guy, and I was never ever tempted to do that. But that's all I really want to spend on this. So we caught up on Craig and all of that. I will try and keep tabs on this. I do have to give a massive shout out to Astrodontist for bringing this to my attention. I was going to check in on this within the next week or two anyway, but the timing of it was just good. Oh, wait. Meth Bear, a lawyer in the chat, brings up a very, very good point. I didn't even think of this. He says, adding the real worked for the Ghostbusters cartoon. That's right. Because Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters were technically owned and operated by different companies at the time. So they got away with the real Ghostbusters. That's also true. Big ups, Doomer Ziggy. How are you? Also, yes, you don't need award shows. Like, fuck award shows, man. I'm 34 years old. If I want to play a game, I play the games I like. Very simple. I don't give a fuck what wins game of the year. I really don't. I also have to give a shout out to Raphael from the Detractor Beam Discord. I also believe, Grimner, I think you are also Raphael. I don't mean to dox you, but I think I'm doxing you. He was talking about this brilliant React video, and I have not seen this at all. Okay, okay, that was a video. Hold on, Astro. Thank you. Astrodontist says, check that last video I sent you. Twitter video. Okay. The last link. Okay. I'm opening it now. Hold on. Sorry, I was leaving out crucial context. All right. I will bring that up. And I'm not logging in. Fuck your login.
On the show. How have you been?
Melanie.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. Welcome back. It's been a few months since you've been on the show.
Here we go.
Not too bad. trying to, if I twitch a little bit, my neck is completely kinked up. So
Nick Calandra. I don't know who this guy is.
Not giving you guys the looks.
That's okay.
In pain.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, man, because most people wouldn't. And I think it's big.
Correct, Anthony.
We talked about coming on.
Correct.
The show just even this weekend, we talked about.
It's not going to save gaming
because you and Smash been going back and forth.
Like, you're not making award shows better. You're just making gaming worse. It's that Hank Hill quote from King of the Hill when he's talking to Bobby about the Christian rock. You're not making Christianity better. You're just making rock and roll worse. Then they're not making the award show better. They're just making gaming worse. That's all it is.
And I think it's important that we actually show people that you can actually have a conversation. So I appreciate you coming on to have a conversation. So you have been you're very critical of this idea of the Real Game Awards. Tell me why.
Oh,
I'm not.
This is fascinating. So this guy Nick is not on board. Let's go.
I'm not exactly critical of the Real Game Awards. I mean, I've been critical of Keeley's Game Awards for the exact same reasons why you're doing this. I think it's too showy, it's too corporate, and all that. Exactly
my point. They're replacing the thing that they hate with another version of the thing they hate. That's what all scams tend to do, right? That's what these grifts are. Like when someone says, "Oh, don't go to their thing, go to my thing instead. My thing is better." And then eventually the new thing they created just becomes kind of the thing that they were running away from. I mean, Netflix and streaming services just became cable. If you think about it, I mean, back when there was just Netflix and Amazon, it was fucking awesome. And we loved paying $10 a month for Amazon and $12 a month for Netflix. But now, fuck, man, the streaming game is just cable. And it's actually cheaper, depending on where you live, to just have cable again. Streaming has become the thing we hated. And they're going to do the same thing with fucking award shows. It's really bad.
I think my biggest criticism of what you're doing.
Nope. Disagree, Seal. Fuck Melanie Mac. She's too thin. I don't get down with thin girls like that. Nope.
Is if you want it to be
okay,
taken
Seal.
Seriously.
Thank you for the clarification.
The wider audience,
which we don't.
Why don't you?
Because I think that's exactly. We have no interest in being taken seriously by journalists or
that's not what I. That's not
any member of the act.
Okay, this is actual retard speak. We're taking money for our thing. So Craig's whole pitch in his fucking video on his site is no one is listening to your opinion. They're not taking you seriously. And then Nick asks him, "Yeah, but why are you taking this so seriously?" And then he says, "Well, we don't want to be taken seriously. This is DSP. This is the DSP defense, 100%.
Access media.
Sure. That's not exactly what I mean. I mean,
yeah, Grimner, good point. Grimner says he likes his women hydrated.
I would actually
want
to watch it.
So here's my thing. I think that the wider audience, the regular person, the normal man who watches our show, I think there's a lot more of them than there are of the niche bubble activist who...
I can say this with absolute certainty. Most normal people don't give a fuck about award shows. And they just play the games they like.
Works inside the industry.
My girlfriend thought that the graphics and performance for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were great because she likes Pokemon. Even though to like people that play games regularly, Switch games are fucking dog shit. Like, my girlfriend has a Switch. That's what she plays like everything on. But when I showed her Stray for the PS5, or there's a Star Trek game that came out for the PS5 she's like, how did graphics get like this? It's like, graphics have always been like this. Just get off the Switch, man. I've offered to build her a PC. I've offered to buy her a PlayStation or whatever, but she's like, no, I'm cool with my Switch, man.
And that's who our audience is. Our audience is the people who grew up playing games, saw a dramatic shift in the last few years, and is saying, "What the hell's happening?"
Bob, that's a very good point. The question is, do you think it's an issue anything outside Twitter cares about? No, because, and the thing is, so no one outside Twitter or social media gives a fuck about the Game Awards. It's a very small, minute space of people that care. But people that are terminally online, like Phil and Craig and Keem and whoever else you want to incorporate in this equation, they think Twitter is the world. They think social media is the world. But like most of my friends that play games don't give a fuck about the Game Awards, man. They don't care.
What just happened to video games? Why these games that we loved, why does everything need to have some sort of social agenda attached to it when that's never been?
Okay, what is the social agenda? Because I heard people saying that the character of Haley in Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2 was woke. You think having a black woman who's hard of hearing and mute is woke? Maybe those people exist, and maybe that's the story that the devs felt like telling. Maybe they just wanted to tell a story of a woman of color who couldn't hear. Where's the agenda behind that? You know what I mean? Like, some people are disabled, some people are trans. Like, sometimes there's no woke agenda. Sometimes you just feel like telling a story about a character. Does it mean there's an agenda? No, I don't think so. I actually think in terms of quote unquote wokeness, Spider-Man in terms of that character and others goes like pretty light. It's yeah. Also, Haley exists outside of those games. She's a character in the comics. Exactly. Or like Cyberpunk 2077 is an example of like quote unquote wokeness I always bring up, because people were like, oh, the character of Claire just had to be trans. But like, dog, do you really think that someone who is male to female trans is that unbelievable in a fucking world where people have cyber arms? Fuck no. There's nothing woke about trans people in Cyberpunk. Go home. Get the fuck out of here.
A thing ever in entertainment.
There's no woke agenda, dude. If anything, Cyberpunk is incredibly based for telling tales of the dystopian future we are creeping ever towards, man.
And up until the last few years,
disagree, Anthony, but we can have our opinions. We can have our opinions. People have different thresholds for what is and what is not overdoing it. I think if you think a video game about a pre-existing black Spider-Man is woke, I don't know what to tell you. That's just who the character is. You know, like sometimes characters are just black, and sometimes characters are just deaf or disabled or trans. Like, is the Surge woke because Warren, the main character of the Surge, is disabled and can't walk? Fuck no. He's just a guy in a wheelchair. Is Wolfenstein woke because BJ Blazkowicz becomes a disabled asexual man? Fuck no. That's just the story they wanted to tell. And that's kind of what I want to emphasize with all of this. Sometimes devs feel like telling a certain story, and if you don't like it, it's fine to not like it. It's perfectly fine. And if you're offended by it, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. The existence of people who are deaf or black or trans or disabled in games should not threaten your lifestyle. If it does, I feel bad for you, to be honest.
It's been. So a lot of people in our audience in particular have their head spinning. And they're looking for an alternative, right? They don't like the idea of, as you said,
and that's my point, the Dom. That's absolutely my point. Most people I've talked to about the character of Claire Russell do not even fucking know that she's a trans character. That's the thing. Like, you wouldn't even know. She makes like one offhand comment. She's like, oh, after my transition, blah, blah, blah. It's very simple. Like, yeah, she's got trans flags on her truck, but like, yeah, man, fly your flags, man. Fly your flags. If you want to identify with flags or bumper stickers, that's fine.
Corporate or sanitized version of an award show that is built around industry input, that you have to pay $250,000 to have your...
That's my point. That is absolutely my point. Characters like Claire from Cyberpunk, or even if you're talking about TV characters, like gay characters in TV done very subtly or nice, like Omar in The Wire is a very good example of someone who is gay but very subtly done, to the point where he is gay, but like barely even notice, and it doesn't overdo it. There's ways to tell stories about individuals on the margins and about individuals that are fringe in a way. But what Craig is basically saying is that anything that can be perceived as woke is woke, and not everything you perceive as woke has a woke agenda. I think that is a mistake.
Your trailer played at, right? I get the idea of advertising, but I would much rather have a show that is funded by our audience, so we don't have to have corporate sponsorship. So instead of it being as so eloquently put by Mark the Cyborg, it's
corporate. Oh, that's right, Fair Monarch. That was accidental. Didn't do that on purpose.
It's either going to be a member funded event or it's a marketing event, and this is not a marketing event. This is meant to be an event that is built for people who like playing games and like talking about games, and not necessarily a dog and pony show for members of an elite list or a journalist list.
Yeah, hand holding is a way bigger problem in games than woke ideology. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about.
Do you consider me a member of that elite list?
Do you vote on any of those shows?
Nope, I've never been invited.
Okay. Then no, I guess not. I mean, I know that you obviously you have your Patreon and you were with Escapist for a long time and such, and you know that's why I said anybody can truly vote on this. Literally anybody can vote if you give him money. That is a key takeaway that he's kind of glossing over. There's an entry fee. This is paywalled. The Game Awards is problematic in a different way, but I actually think since Craig is taking money for his club, it's way worse. Because judges, because that's basically what this is. This is like a judge's concept for the Jeff Keighley Game Awards. Judges are there because they've been in the industry for a while. They understand trends. They understand what the industry should be like. And there are good game journalists out there. I already named two: Jeff Gersman, Jeff Grubb. Austin Walker is a guy who I respect a lot. He was in the game journalism space and then he moved over to dev. Like there's good game journalists out there. The idea that people think that they're all bad and like shouldn't be listened to is really, really reductive, and you should really find someone you like listening to is kind of the key, because I have a few people that I watch and listen to whose opinions kind of align with mine, and it's cool because sometimes I don't know what I want, and if I am looking for another thing to play or something else I should engage with, it's cool to read an article on something or listen to a podcast or whatever. Anybody, right?
Sure.
But
or Nerd Brew, listen to no one who gives a fuck. Like, if you don't want to engage with game journalists, don't engage with them. It's fine.
Directors, it is what it is. You're going to like people. You're going to not like people. But those rules are pretty simple, right? And when it comes to all this, we'd want to make this as straightforward as it possibly can, as we possibly can.
For that board, have you reached out to other people that
absolutely
disagree with you?
100%. Absolutely. Yes. And to be clear, when it comes to the board, our rules are they're not allowed to vote. They can't be on any press list or AAA development.
Yes, Meth Bear. Patrick Klepek is very, very trustworthy. He is one of the most factual game journalists there is. He likes to try and see all sides to a story. I respect him a lot. Side note, he also is the guy that Phil accused of calling people mentally ill kids that were trolling him. So Patrick Klepek does tangentially relate to the Vortex, which I love.
Receive any sort of perks, and you can't work for traditional gaming access media, right? I think that's pretty basic rules. When you're trying to do a show that's for gamers by gamers, I think having those rules associated with it,
no, you didn't.
Are there. Question for you. Are
you
on
didn't
any
Frog
press
Machine.
lists or receive any perks from AAA gamers or AAA publishers?
What do you consider perks? Review codes?
Review codes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So you wouldn't be eligible for a board.
Why? How is a review code a perk? That's not. I don't understand why if you're in games journalism, getting a review code makes you compromised. I really don't, because if you're a game journalist working for an outlet, the company's going to expense it anyway. Like, let's say you work for IGN. IGN isn't really doing conventional reviews anymore, but like, I used to know people that worked in games and game journalism, and they would just expense all that shit. So the idea that like not having to pay for something makes you compromised in that context is very odd if you're talking about like a mainstream game journalist. I think the thing that I struggle with is I don't know who Access Media is in this context, because if you're like a YouTuber, like fuck, like absolutely, like if a YouTuber got early code to a game that was coming out, they could potentially be compromised because early engagement boosts their channel, you know, yada 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 yada. You could make a case for that, but making a case for a guy at Polygon or IGN to be somehow ethically compromised because he receives code for free, like I don't understand that. I don't. I really don't. Even though, to take their side a little bit, companies do that. Companies will devs will blacklist you if you talk shit about their game in some cases. But you know, it is what it is. I think Craig is getting hung up on a lot of shit that honestly does not matter. And Game of the Year awards are bullshit anyway. All right, let's get to reacting about the Private React Slayer July 2024. This was posted on DSP's biggest K-pop fan, aka Slayer. Here we go. Here we go.
You know, one of them is about Singapore maximum security prison life, which we saw kind of like a mini version of that. This is the entire documentary, I guess. And the other one is how corruption is stopped in Singapore. Both are fascinating watches, in my opinion. So, all right, let's get started. Now, FYI, I have the volume.
I don't understand why that bothers people that much. The point of playing as Venom is they were supposed to be special, and you played as Mary Jane in the first game. I don't get it. I don't understand why playing as one character more than the other is woke. They have to choose. Like, you have to make choices when you make games. If playing as a woman is woke, then I don't know what to tell you.
Levels around the same that I have on my React show should be good, but if it looks a little low, I will up the volume of the videos. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
No, it looks decent.
Big
right?
ups Grimner for this, by the way.
Looks pretty good compared to my my voice volume. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, here we go. So, maximum security inmates to tell their stories on camera, huh? For the very first time. Life in lockdown.
Here we go.
Episode 1. So this is a multi-part documentary.
Yeah, I hear ya. I did too.
So you think it's skateboard?
Skateboarding.
Yes, that's really the thing. You want to play as Spider-Man. I will say the MJ parts were the weakest parts of Spider-Man 2, obviously. But I talked to someone who played that Wolverine alpha code that leaked out, and he basically said something to the effect of, the Wolverine game is basically going to be the Mary Jane segments from Spider-Man 2 on steroids. So I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I want a whole game that's just that. I don't know.
A hobby. To reach professional standard, I need to join a lot of competitions. 2009 till 2011, that's when I started to get recognized.
Of course it does. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Nerd Brew.
I managed to get skateboarding.
Are you gonna comment, Phil?
From local and overseas.
That's cool. So what happened?
Usually for skateboarding, we must have the right sole. Much more flat.
Feet. There you go. For all you feet freaks out there.
For exercise, I don't think it's helpful.
Crappy shoe.
Outside you can smell like, the bus fill, the grass, the trees, cigarette smell. Yeah, perfume.
Cigarette smell? Why can you smell
Prison
cigarettes
uni
out
can smell like walls.
there? Paint, old paint, rust, metal, right? Cleaner. They probably used to clean it all.
That
the
is interesting.
competition I had before COVID, roughly around 2018 or
Emio.
2019.
I'll look that up.
And then COVID started to happen. So they
Okay.
lost the
Yeah,
competition.
I was just thinking that too. My girlfriend's dad. My girlfriend's dad. We were with him at a restaurant not too probably about a month ago or so, and he was talking about how he went to Singapore for work at one point, and he's like, "Oh, Singapore was awesome. It was great. It was very clean." But my girlfriend was like, "Dad, they jail you for littering. You have to be careful."
So what did he do? Huh.
I was in a relationship. I didn't have a girlfriend. I argue with my girlfriend.
Oh no.
I didn't mean to hurt her. It's just my mistake that I grabbed her. March 2020, that's where I started my sentence.
Okay, so assault.
Yeah, but what happened? He says, my mistake that I grabbed. Ooh, hold on. This was his 6th incarceration. So by the age of 31, he'd already been arrested 5 other times.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to Singapore, bro.
offense, extortion, blackmail, and voluntarily causing hurt. Well, that would be called assault in the United States.
I wouldn't know,
But
Game Master.
extortion and blackmail,
I've heard
I didn't mention
similar
that.
things that
Unless
gum
those
is
are
like
those would be previous
really
offenses,
not cool.
extortion and blackmail.
No, Rydrake. Hold on, Rydrake. If you want to see this, here, I'll link the video in the chat. If any other content creator style people wanna talk over it, because it's fascinating. This is on a Slayer's channel, which is DSP's biggest K-pop fan. So if anybody needs the link, link in the chat. So this was a private React video that Slayer posted, and now this is a private React video that Phil did for Slayer. Now Slayer posts for views and engagement. So big ups.
2 years, 5 months, and 2 strokes.
I know, really gross.
So basically, it's cumulative because he keeps committing
It's a one-man
crimes.
cell.
It gets
Okay,
worse.
Meth Bear clarifies. Battery involves actually touching people, and assault creates apprehension of imminent battery. Okay, so it would have been battery then. Okay.
I see.
And you're all alone in the cell. That loneliness, when you can't express yourself, when you need to talk to someone, you're stuck.
I'm sure it sucks. Start talking to
And
yourself.
I feel I'm a bad person.
Torts.
I make a lot of mistakes.
You're gonna make me
I
hungry.
have to accept. This
You're
is
gonna
my
make me hungry,
punishment.
Lemon Jello. Torts.
I mean, the heat of the moment violence is one thing, because if it was unintentional, but he just got angry and lost control, it's bad. But the extortion and the blackmail, I mean, that's sounds like pre-planned and intentional. You can't accidentally extort and blackmail people.
Ah, yes. Crime side Phil. Let's go. Litigation side Phil. All right, this is interesting.
Just saying. So,
I have to turn my light up.
And he also houses inmates with very
I'm
long
getting
sentences,
lost in my background
inmates
improver
who
is
are
blink it
receiving
out.
violent intervention programs. We do not want any unnecessary conflicts, so that's also one of the reasons why we house them in single-man cell.
Our prisons have to be Spartan.
Yeah, Naoto,
not
absolutely.
affront to human dignity.
My thoughts exactly.
It is, as you can see, bare.
He's been doing this for how long? And he's only at 251 subs? Come on.
To facilitate rehabilitation.
Kangran 507.
Lan. I'm sure if DSP was brought up on charges of extortion, he'd claim it was an accident. Yeah, absolutely.
Usually this is my area of sleeping.
Who am I extorting? You still haven't told me.
Because inside this cell it's very hot lah.
it's very steamy, very, high humidity from your own breath. Right. Oh, I know that from being in this office. It could get like
Oh
that.
my god. Is he really comparing his office to a Singaporean solitary confinement cell? Get fuck off, dude.
Already. So we have nothing to do. because
Yeah,
it's very dark, mah.
totally
So we try
Dave's
to go
Dark
back to
Mirror.
sleep.
He is.
All
Self-induced
you do is exercise or sleep, right?
lockdown.
If it's too dark and there's no light.
It's just like my office, dude. That's why no one likes you, Phil.
once the light on, then I will
Here, we're going,
our washroom over here lah.
we're gonna go to
They have their
1.5
own wash area. Okay.
because he talks too slow and he doesn't react. All right,
Shower,
brushing
toilet.
teeth in the shower. That's very
Maybe
college-like. I used to do that in
then I will
college.
Come back to this area again to read my Bible.
Well, if you're in it for a few years, I guess you can read the whole Bible, right?
What? It wouldn't take you a few years to read the Bible. You could, if all you had was a Bible, you could read the Bible in like a couple
Walk
weeks.
around this south from here to here, or sideway from left to the right. And when I'm boring, I actually did count lah. By my feet, it's about 7. The width is 5 lah.
Fourth incarceration, theft, drug consumption, criminal breach of trust, and breach of personal protection.
Drug consumption. Okay. So you go to prison for taking drugs. And criminal breach of trust could be and breach of personal protection order. So again, so theft, drug consumption. Theft is pretty clear. He stole something. Drug consumption, like whatever, you're taking drugs. How is taking drugs a crime? I don't understand that. And then criminal breach of trust sounds like it's made up. That sounds like it could be anything. Very, very fashy to me. Very fascist.
Order. So
yeah, proof he's never read it.
I don't know.
Hey, I went to Sunday school in a fundamental church. I've read the Bible several times. I've got a Bible in this room right now.
That would mean criminal breach.
Not that I read it anymore or care. I'm not religious at all,
Breach of a
but I have
personal protection
Bibles.
order. So
They
in that
look
case, maybe
nice.
someone had a restraining order against him and he broke it anyway. Okay.
Huh.
3 years, 6 months.
So 3 years, 6 months for stealing, taking drugs, and violating a protective order. That's intense, dude.
That's like whatchamacallit? Listening to music, because sometimes I play stuff like this too. If I want to go to sleep, I'm all stressed out. This helps me go to sleep. I can't remember what the name of the music is called.
Oh, I like this music too.
That's mindfulness. There's actually
Oh.
a technical word for it.
Stand by for the morning master check. I repeat, stand by for the morning master check. You are required to stand up with your t-shirt tucked in and greet the officer.
You gotta say that every day, huh? Like you're not gonna know.
Good morning.
Wait. Meth Bear says, after fees, Phil gets around $28 from Slayer out of the $50. Great success. Yeah, great success. That's right. Now I just think of the Borat double thumbs up. Great success. This is wild. $28 an hour is not bad, though. Not bad for sitting on your ass.
Good morning. Master check is a process where we account for the inmates' head count in our prison.
Make sure they're in there.
So let's
They
say,
can
for
What's
example,
up,
if I
D-Dog?
have,
How are you?
150 inmates in my house unit. I must make sure I have 150 head counts.
So if you open it up, there's like 20 guys in there. Like,
Good morning. Not just seeing them, I also need to make sure that they're responding, get his acknowledgement as well.
Good morning.
To make sure that he's not feeling unwell or anything.
Okay, Bravo. Day room 1 master. Total present 4-1. 4-1.
Oh, yeah. If Phil... A Singaporean jail wouldn't be that much different. Like if he could have his gamer shit and just have access to DoorDash, he'd be fine. Are you kidding me? To never have to leave a room or go to appointments ever again? He'd love that. He'd love that, Grimner. Like,
I wonder how full their prisons are and how, you know, is it like always at max capacity and stuff? I wonder.
About like 30 minutes, then our full ledge will open.
Nice and rusty food ledge. Yummy. Look at that.
Usually this is very important to us because it's our first view of the day from a long lockout from yesterday night.
Before the breakfast, the shaver will be issued and they will shave inside the cell.
Toothbrush and a razor.
no, I just want to note how like fucked up it is that they have to lay on the floor to accept food or razors or toothbrushes from the staff. There's something really, really fucked up about that to me.
Do they have to shave? Is it mandatory, or can they choose not to shave?
Around 7:45.
Yeah, I've heard Swiss prisons actually are like pretty nice places to be, but to give that part of the world credit, there are not a lot of reoffenders, and their recidivism rate is incredibly low.
Attendants will issue breakfast to them.
So our breakfast usually consists of 4 pieces of bread. So they will pass it through our full
That's
ledge.
it? 4 pieces of bread? Gee,
Then
thanks.
you will take our mug So put it here. Once we give our station tea or coffee, then we'll bring it in.
Wow.
Okay, so they get bread and iced coffee for breakfast. Again, he's not appalled by any of this. He's like, yeah, whatever. They lay down on the floor. They eat 4 pieces of... Like, this is fucked up, man.
This door will close.
And notice how this video is cut and edited. This is propaganda. This is 100% like pro propaganda. It's trying to tell you that the prison is a nice place, that it's a safe place, that it's a fair place to be, and it's not, by the way. And he's completely missing that.
How rusty that shit is.
I'll finish my breakfast, everything. I will walk again.
Why do they give them tea or coffee? They don't need any caffeine. They have nothing to do, right?
Dude, why do they give them tea or coffee? Maybe it's one nice thing. Maybe it's one nice thing that they get.
Why would they need tea or coffee?
Oh yeah, Jay.
Like
He loves the fucking propaganda. Loves it.
Here's some caffeine, so bounce off the wall. Wow. I'd be like, no, water,
This is
please.
the central kitchen, giving meals for the entire cluster B.
This is totally like pro the prison staff and like anti-prisoners, because they use weird comedic music like whenever the prisoners are talking, and they use like upbeat, uplifting music whenever the staff are talking or doing anything to the camera. The manipulation via editing is very obvious here.
Per day, we have over 2 meals, lunch and dinner.
Looks like
approximately
laundry.
about 7 to 8
Correct,
Boiling clothes
Anthony.
and they're about to give them
Correct.
That's
He
true.
already got his
In
money,
this kitchen, the meals
so he's gonna do the
by
bare
unique
minimum.
vegetables.
A lot of greens. What kind of greens is that? Spinach? Oh, no. It's not lettuce. I wonder what it was.
Don't mind, can close door 10. Close
Yeah,
door 10,
Johnny,
open door
exactly.
11.
He thinks caffeine is going to make you go wild. Caffeine
they're
makes you
super
feel
hot
good.
now.
Fundamentally, like, I drink coffee because it makes me feel good in the morning. Gives you that little kick, you know?
For tomorrow's lunch and tomorrow's dinner.
Dude, absolutely. Merch, if Phil had his way, we would all be rounded up. We would all be rounded up and put into cells. That's 100%. We're joking, but he absolutely would. If he could have us all of our channels taken down and all of us rounded up, he has said time and time again, if you all disappeared, no one would care.
Is that an
So
inmate
take
or is
that
an
as you
actual
will.
shelter? I
It's
can't
safe
tell.
for inmates to use this type of tools in this workshop. But as you
Okay.
can see, the tools here, they
Oh,
are
it's an
cheap.
inmate. Gotcha.
When they come to the kitchen, right, we'll monitor their attitude and their performance.
Yeah,
and we'll see who's
it's a
suitable,
trustee,
who's
man. Even Singaporean prisons use trustees. Do you think they're not going to use an obvious source of labor to run the prison? Because that's the thing about prison. The prisoners also make the prison go. That's what makes it like so dehumanizing. They're cleaning the toilets and the prisoners clean shit up and puke and whatever else, and the prisoners do laundry and they cook. They perpetuate their own imprisonment.
Ah.
It's part of the process, man.
That's iceberg lettuce right
cutting
there.
and grinding. So we need inmates here with the correct composure and correct mind to perform this type of task.
It's bok choy, I think. Oh, bok choy is really good. We've had things with bok choy and it's delicious.
Okay? Okay.
Well,
There'll be chefs from the
good
staff
luck,
department
Bros
of
Iris.
services. In
Good
short,
luck.
chefs will be here to
I
educate
wish you
and guide
well.
the inmates on how to prepare the meals.
Inmate-made meals. But I'm assuming these inmates are not
Kitchen
maximum
caters for
security
6
to
to
do
8
this stuff.
different diets approved based on the dietitian recommendation.
Well,
We
no,
have
the prison is a supermax prison, right? Like this is a max security prison. He doesn't understand that like you can have work programs in a maximum security prison. It makes sense. It's economical to have the prisoners make their own meals because you don't have to pay them anything. If you had to hire food service workers, you'd have to pay them presumably decent wages. And who would want to do that? I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's why prisons work the way they do. Use the free labor that already exists within the walls.
normal, non-meat, soft diet, which means minced diet, off chili for people who can't take spicy food, low purine for people who can't take things like tofu, and low sugar for inmates who have diabetes. The kitchens will ensure that
diabetes
the
friendly
protein and vegetable nutrition requirement is catered for the inmates. Every day they have different types of food. Let's say for Monday they have baked chicken, for Tuesday they will have fish.
Where is the Wi-Fi? You still haven't told me. And the Wi-Fi password would have to be Mr. Stupid 1. Mr. Stupid 1. If you know, you know.
It's not awful.
Production is done
I mean,
on
it's certainly not
industrial
good, but it's not
The
awful.
inmates are the one preparing the meals. ensuring that
I don't know.
everything
That
is-
looks
they get
better
the
than
proper
some
amount.
hospital food I've
The
eaten,
food
to
after
be
being packed
honest.
is placed in this food
So
trolleys.
tofu balls, I think?
These
Tofu
food
balls.
trolleys will ensure the food is kept warm until it reaches the inmates.
Yeah,
just like they do on,
totally,
like,
dude.
airplane, too. They do the same premise.
I've never been in jail, but I've had family members that have been in county lockup before, and that shit looked like gourmet meals compared to the stories I've heard.
Stuff warm. Of course, they barely do hot food on flights anymore, but you know. When they
I live like 5 minutes from the county jail too, which is really. I drive past the county jail all the time.
Why are they completely covered in sauce? Ew.
I just doxed myself.
Sloppy.
Come find
look,
me.
It's completely covered in sauce. What sloppy shit? Ew.
So Wednesday afternoon we eat mee.
Yeah, look at the fucking mess.
So today is mee goreng.
The noodles don't look bad.
This one is like totally, if you give point at 0 to 10, I will say maybe it's
The 0. He hates it.
Yeah,
Zero,
dude, this is
sometimes
yeah,
me
Das
or
Carrot,
me.
total propaganda. We feed our prisoners well. They like the food. They like it here. Like the thing is, like what this whole video is trying to say is the prisoners like it here and we treat them well. That's the overall message. And Phil is biting that bait, man. He's biting that bait.
I do bring my kids.
Oh, prison food on the next DSP tries it. I wish. I wish.
Compared to food now, it's like totally one heaven and one hell. Usually after eating, I still feel hungry. Portion to me is not enough. For lunch, usually we don't have meat. Dinner time, we have full breast chicken or fish. Over the years, I really start to adapt the food, but eventually I still miss the food outside.
Yeah, the human body's very versatile. You give it whatever, it's going to adapt to it. It's going to get nutrients out of it. So.
No. That's not how diet works. You can't just eat protein blocks and be satisfied. You have to eat a balanced diet. Oh my God, Phil. That's why he is the way he is. He eats trash. Don't eat decent food, everybody. Don't be like this guy.
Being treated as pet in the cage. For me,
Banana?
My wife made prison slop. Let's try it out.
So what's crazy is maximum security. For the things they've done, you would think for maximum security it would be like, oh, heavy assault, murder, or like, you know, crime ring, or no, they didn't do that much. It's just repeat offenses, right? That's the problem.
Maybe the trick is that that the whole Singaporean prison system is maximum security. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I'm kind of starting to understand that maybe their whole setup, everything across the board, is just maximum security, because the Singaporean government seems to love the idea of purging all of the undesirables, quote unquote, from society. So I think that's exactly what this is.
Calm down.
Do that. Oh, that was a quick commercial break. I missed it. I blinked. Okay.
Big ups YouTube Premium.
So far, I like it a lot. Again, I like something different than K-pop.
Toilet wine? Nerd Brew would try toilet wine. I've heard stories about toilet wine.
We hold about 500 plus inmates. Okay, Bravo can grab me the room 1 slider. The cells that we have here in B1 is special in a way that it's all single-man cell. In other places, you have 3-man cell, a 4-man cell, and 8-man cells.
Wow, 8 to a cell would be... That would be toxified. Someone would die.
Consists of 3
Why does it have
items
Hero?
here,
It's just Hero. It has a Ninja Turtle on it. What the hell?
We have 2 apertures, one on top and one below. There's this portion which is perforated. So from here, we can hear and talk to the inmates inside. It is not encouraged to talk through the aperture because, you know, we do not know what they have up their sleeve. They can throw things or they can grab all your items nearby the aperture.
Phil's like, yeah, man.
All right, so
you gotta. Did you see that? The little nods when he's like, you can't. You don't know. You can't trust it.
It is not encouraged to talk through the aperture because, you know, we do not know what they
Look
have
at
up
that.
their sleeve. They can throw things or they can grab all your items nearby.
It's like, yeah, they'll fucking get you. Don't trust them. They'll fucking get you, man. It's just, it's really funny. He loves agreeing with people when they're like, yeah, we should hit these people. Yeah. See that, super blind man?
Right, so the poster you see over here is basically the cell layout which the inmates have to follow. They are given a set of items inside the cell. So when it's time for master check, they have to arrange the items according to the poster which is given over here.
Okay. Forced to do it that way.
Okay.
The inmates will be given a clear pail, a soap box, a mug with a cover. All right, it's transparent so that staff can see what they are hiding inside. They are given a plastic spoon, right, for them to use when they eat their meal. And we have a set of toothbrush and toothpaste. The
True.
Toothpaste
Yes.
is made
Guards
in a
do
way
get
that
complacent.
they can see things
Yeah.
inside. If they were
I've
to
never
hide
seen clear
anything
toothpaste
inside,
before.
it will be visible for staff to see.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder what it's like, but it tastes like shit. Right,
I've had clear toothpaste. It's all right. You can buy it. It exists.
Because if they were to use this as a weapon, I would say pretty much it won't cause much damage compared to a longer toothbrush.
Literally make like a sharp object out of it, yeah.
Big enough to cover the whole body.
I like Phil's commentary on shivs. Yeah, that toothbrush isn't quite long enough to make a shiv out of. It's just very funny.
To lay out and sleep on a hard ground. If they want it to be more cushion, then they will just fold the blanket in a way and make it like a mattress.
That ain't like no mattress I've seen.
This is the toilet area where
they ain't like no mattress I've seen.
So the CCTV
Squatty
will
potty.
capture everything inside the cell, including the toilet area.
He knows about squatty potties.
On camera, no security.
If they were to take a shower,
wait, does anybody know? Do you guys know what a squatty potty is? Hold on, we're going on a field trip. I might regret this. Do you guys know? So, yeah, here's a good one. Squatty potty is this. It's a little mat. Here, no, I don't care. It's a little like stool, so you can raise your legs up while you're trying to poop. So he knew what a squatty potty was. So I'm thinking him and Kat have one. By the way, just putting that out there. Very fun. She loves it. She loves the squatty potty. That's right.
At night, the CCTVs that is inside the cell are equipped in a way that they can see.
I know about it because my girlfriend has a profession where people at her work make use of squatty potties.
Can be psychologically small in a way.
Oh yes, saw it on QVC. It was a Christmas gift from Dave and Linda. Yes.
It's very small. Weekend inmates who are not involved in rehabilitation programs will be locked up for up to 48 hours in a row. Wow.
For the weekend, is really a very big impact. Very, very big impact. For 48 hours, knowing that your perimeter is only this much, it really disturbs.
Yeah, dude. Two-day lockdown in a space like that with nothing to do. Oh my god.
Incarceration, drug consumption, obstructing a public servant.
Dude, obstructing a public servant. Like, come on, dude. This sounds made up. These crimes just sound made up, dude.
Wow, so that's like nothing. He was on drugs, and he obstructed a public servant, which could have been anyone.
Yeah, see, even Phil agrees that's bullshit. It's bullshit if Phil is going in that direction.
Who knows who it was, right? 3 years, but probably because it's a fourth offense instead or third offense. So again, it's because the repeat offenses is why they're getting such a serious sentence. Probably
dude, I don't know. I don't know, Meth Bear. I tend to be. I'm very cynical about the justice system / the prison system. Because most people that I know that have done time have literally just been gotten for like petty drug possession, wrong place, wrong time. It's more of an opinion, but still.
With their sentence, you didn't learn from your previous crimes. You just keep committing crimes, and that's why we're going to give you such a hard
yeah,
sentence.
Drug offenses are punished.
Security, right?
Yeah, they fucking hate drugs in Singapore.
My lip balm, my lotion, these are all the things that I
don't Snood would be locked up forever if Snood went to Singapore. They'd get him.
Oh, you got a rusty ass fucking thing there. Yeah.
Trainer, I was living a high life, a luxurious life.
I didn't even make the connection that like drug-based offenses are considered especially bad.
It's all done before even I hit 30. For this time, my sentence, I was caught trespassing to Istana.
What is Istana?
During that time, I was in a high in drugs. I just tend to follow my thoughts, and I like to go to places that eventually.
I don't know what Istana is, so
interesting or unique. When I was being caught, I have a drug utensil with me.
Yeah, this is such propaganda. I feel so resentful of my petty crime. I committed a petty crime, and now I'm in this really, really terrible prison, but I feel so bad about it.
That is when I was led to the drug consumption. I was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for drug consumption and 4 months for drug utensil possession.
No exaggeration. In the United States, if this guy was caught high on drugs trespassing somewhere, he would literally be out of jail within 24 hours. He probably wouldn't even have expensive bail to get out. And probably, if it's his first offense, they wouldn't even require any supervision.
So what? So what? So what, Phil, dude? Like, oh yeah, good point. They're probably actors. That's right. That is one element that I'm forgetting of all of this. This is a propaganda show from Singapore. They're probably all actors. But dude, American laws, like a guy who like never leaves the house, never leaves his gated community is saying that laws are too lenient. Okay, whatever.
I think he'd be scot-free. Now, if this...
But you honestly think that someone should be locked up for drug possession? I don't think so. Not for weed, anyway.
were his second or third offense, they probably would do the same exact thing, but then have some kind of like monitoring of him, have to check into, in a rehab or something like that. But I'm not kidding you, in the United States, they never incarcerate people for anything like this. You would never see someone incarcerated for a drug consumption charge. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, because it's retarded. Like, prosecuting someone for taking drugs is really dumb to me. I understand the idea of prosecuting people for possession or possession with intent to distribute, but like prosecuting someone for taking fentanyl or something like that, like why? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Fines and stuff like that and supervision, but there's no, you will always be free just doing drugs. I know because I know people who have been doing drugs their whole lives. They're not in jail. The only time they go to jail is if they're caught selling drugs or distributing drugs. But doing the drug consumption is like no freaking.
Okay, I'm gonna derail and I'm gonna tell a lot about like my moral compass. I think it is immoral to lock someone up for the consumption of drugs. The reason why I think it is immoral to lock someone up for consuming drugs is because if anybody has ever been an addict or known addicts or known someone that has gone on hard times in their lives, you don't take drugs. Oftentimes, people that habitually abuse drugs don't do so for fun. Some people take drugs for fun, like Snood. Snood takes drugs for fun. We all know this, self-admitted. He takes drugs for fun. But a lot of people are taking drugs because they hurt. People take drugs because they want to take the pain away and it hurts. They're trying to fill the gap of some other problem they have in their life. And throwing them in a US prison is not going to solve that addiction problem. It's just going to have them come out worse off and harder on the other side. That's why I truly believe it's a losing battle to lock someone up just for consuming drugs. I find it very immoral, and it's not helping anyone. It's honestly not doing anything except for gumming up the system, to be perfectly honest.
Punches in the United States. You get away with it over and over and over. What's crazy to me is that this guy's
Yeah, dude, we're all going through something in our own way, and Dark Dave, Phil should be in jail for driving without glasses. Like for real. He could actually kill someone by fucking hitting them with his car if he can't see. Sup, Chody Taint?
Years in jail for something that here you literally don't get punished for at all. 3 years off of his life.
I don't know, Raven of Chaos. City I live in, there's a murder trial every day. So murders are definitely getting brought to trial where I live, for sure.
The blankets is the most, for me, important one because the blanket can change to become pillow. Then we have plastic spoon, I think you guys use only once. Alright, then throw. This thing is like 1 year plus with 1 year plus. Yeah, this one, tasteless.
So it's tasteless
toothpaste. Yeah, totally this one, I don't know why they give us, I think maybe budgeting or what, but it doesn't give any effect. Yeah, totally, seriously. So I'm a worker, so this thing is not the normal soap. So this one is quite good, better than...
They give him better soap because he works.
It's too dry, way too dry.
Dachshund, you're doxing me.
That motivate inmates to
no, you'll never find me.
Behavior in prison so that they can actually go for work soon. So once you go to work, then they'll be actually given allowance. Then you'll be able to purchase canteen items like soap.
There you go.
You're right, we don't need spoons, Grimner. We don't. We got our own spoons.
They're good folders. They get some treats.
Oh, look at that. They're good folders. They got Dude, he is falling for all of this. Oh, they get to fold clothes. They get to eat granola bars. They got potato chips. It's very, very nice in there. Yeah, he's falling for it. It's very funny.
From the allowance that I had working as a peer facilitator.
Wow, he's got a lot. He's stockpiled. Facilitators are graduates of violence intervention programs handpicked for displaying positive conduct and influence. They're trained by psychologists to assist in program activities.
Okay. Translation of this, he's one of the good ones. That's translation of this. He's one of the good ones, so it's fine.
of violence intervention program.
This probably also is not the prison, by the way. This is a set. Like, this is 100% a set. They're shooting this on a sound stage. I can guarantee you.
Handpicked for displaying positive conduct and influence. They're trained by psychologists to assist in programs.
Yeah, dude. Fear Monarch took the words right out of my mouth. This guy's a rat. This guy's a little narc. Phil would do the exact same thing. If Phil was ever in the prison system, you know Phil would be such a fucking narc. It'd be incredible.
Activities.
Today I left with 50 days to go until my release date on the 21st January. I've collected all these items so that I can reward myself every single night.
Oh, he stockpiles so every night you can have a treat before you leave. Wow, that's
You know what, guys? I'm gonna clock out of this stream. I have to go. I'm gonna got a text. I'm gonna clock out of this stream, but I will finish this another time. Maybe I don't know when I'll finish this, but I'll mark the time down and I'll finish this another time. I need to go, but remember, next stream Saturday night with the Misery Merchant, and it's going to be very fun. We're going to be watching Deus Ex Human Revolution. This is how you don't play. Very good. Those are always hype streams. Yes, that's right. Merch is excited. But yeah, I got to clock out real quick. But thanks for coming by, everybody. And thanks for all the support, for all those who supported. Fucking hair. I just realized how nuts my hair was, but who cares? See you guys next time. See you Saturday. Bye.